Previously on the challenge, Rivals 3.
You're mean.
I was never trying to hurt you.
You're mean people.
You know I wasn't trying to hurt
after
you.
you already made fun of it, you just made fun of it again. So don't try to fix it. You're a bully. You were last season and you are now. You haven't changed a bit. It's too bad my partner realizes you guys. It's too bad.
What did I do? I'm
Johnny, you're a
for
dick,
everything.
dude.
What did I do?
This is why you fix dogs. Like, Tony just probably needs to be fixed.
I'm gonna brush my teeth, dude, and I'm gonna go sleep with her.
Tony, you can just go put her to bed, dude. Tell this bitch she needs to shut it down.
Our aim in waking up Tony is twofold. One, it's to hopefully fight fire with fire. And on the other hand, there's also gonna be some entertainment involved as well.
You just need to tell your partner to shut up. Idiot, dude.
Warned you before. You're out of here. Get your stuff.
I'm a baker, not a robber, babe. And I'm I don't give a
A week removed from an explosive episode in which Tony and Camilla, rivals and teammates, were DQ'd from the show for a physical and verbal altercation, this week's episode took a step back from emotional drama. However, that doesn't mean that this wasn't an episode filled with highlights and a potential dynamic shift in the power structure of this challenge. My name is RiverCity Clement, and welcome to this week's installment, our 9th of the season, recapping and reviewing the latest season of MTV's The Challenge in our series, Rise to the Challenge. We've been here the past 2 months, 8 total podcast episodes discussing this current season of Rivals 3, which airs Wednesday nights on MTV. And while TJ let us know that last week was the midway point, we truly reached it by the end of this episode. As of the 14 teams to start, we now have 7 left. And with 2 warring factions potentially emerging in the house following this episode, which may be 2 to 3 episodes too late for some people, that means we have a lot to analyze and dissect from this week's offering. So let's do just that, plus enshrine our 11th member in the ever-expanding BDP Challenge Hall of Fame. Let's do this thing. If you've been listening to this series, you know our quick hit style for these episodes. And if you're new, well, it's pretty damn simple. Whenever you hear this sound, it means we finished that thought and we're already on to the next one. On to the next one. Definitely sounds like a good theme to be used on this podcast, right? Enough of that though. Hey, let's do this thing. As a reminder for last week's challenge episode, well, it's pretty much what you heard at the start of this episode. Tony and Camilla's showdown, meltdown, and ultimate letdown, as they were both DQ'd from the game due to their own actions. They had nobody to blame but themselves. It's still an ugly moment in the season, and a week later, one that both probably still want to forget. Whether it's their choice or not, they might not be back on future seasons of the challenge because of a moment like this. More important to the game last week, it was the Up All Night Challenge, which had wrapped up, at least the first stage, with 8 events and 8 distractions, all loaded with important details, hidden in open sight, culminating a 12-hour endurance trial on little to no sleep, in organizing these events and their key details. The question for part 2 became, who's walking away with an extra $1,000, a day trip, and even more importantly, who's headed straight into the elimination jungle? And just as the second phase of this challenge starts, early on, Bananas and Sarah, they're the clear-cut favorites. It's been that way all season, and I've seen 0 to change my mind. Look, Bananas, I'm not a fan, but the guy is the Jordan of this series. He's already got a series record 5 wins, and he seems really on the cusp, even this early, for his 6th. And Sarah is the perfect partner for him, especially since the two have seemed to repair wounds from the past. The exact opposite is true for Dario and Jenna. Both seem to have no idea how to tackle this challenge. Wes has his typical false confidence, but his partner Nany isn't buying it. And like clockwork, Bananas and Sarah work seamlessly together. They fly through the second phase and secure the victory. No surprise there, and Wes, and all of us know what's coming next. His spot in the jungle, one way or another. The only question is, will it be automatic or through Bananas? Jamie and Kellyanne make up for some terrible recent performances with a strong second place showing. However, Kellyanne fails to realize that there is still a huge target on her and her partner's back. As for the rest of the field, well, it's far from inspiring, especially Dario and Nicole and Wes and Nany. Sleep exhaustion, it's kicking in for sure, but also a complete lack of an ability to handle this type of a challenge, that's bleeding through as well. By the end of things, it's down to Dario and Nicole and Wes and Nany for last place. Cousins indirectly at battle. And while Wes and Nany seem dejected, Dario and Nicole pull themselves together just enough to avoid the automatic elimination visit. They're not going to the jungle, not yet. More teams, especially those who struggled, should have taken Ashley, aka Smashley's strategy, and just tried every combination possible, asking for check after check after check until it works. Look, it's not going to get you victory, but it certainly gives you better odds than avoiding last place, right? After Jenna and Dario had owned recent weeks, it's TJ's time for the moment of the week, asking teams if they want a clue and quickly telling them, no, they're not getting one, 0 chance. Look, tough love from TJ, it's one of the best parenting decisions the challenge could ask for. With their victory, not only do Bananas and Sarah earn that extra $1,000 in a day trip, but they also get to bring 2 teams with them, thus keeping those 2 teams safe from the elimination jungle. Look, this isn't the chore that Sarah makes it out to be. Of course, Vinna and Jens are in tow, Bananas and Vince being cousins and all. And Corey and Ashley, somewhat expectedly, secure the other spot, but not for the reasons you might think. Immediately after, it's nap time for the entire cast, and I can't blame them. They've been working on being up about 36 plus straight hours. Look, sleep cycles, those are hard to recharge. And Nicole and Nany, they're up first, it seems, and they start to realize that they're both potentially on borrowed time. The real question becomes, are we going to see a cousin versus cousin showdown in the elimination jungle? The odds are still a little against it, but that Nany meltdown, that's never far away. Look, somebody needs to tell me what the scenario is for Bananas and Sarah having any struggles this season making the final. In fact, not waltzing into it. Outside of a flop and a last place finish in a future challenge event, it's not happening. No matter how much Wes, Devin, Dario, or Jamie want to scheme, it's not going to happen. Side note, Devin, the guy has already made an alliance with Wes, broke it gleefully with Bananas, and then, seemingly, is against that, back with Wes. Look, this guy's trying to play the game, but he's missing way too many opportunities. Plus, I care less about that team. They're boring, and they don't deserve to be in the game. They already lost. Bananas and Sarah, Vince and Jenna, and Ashley and Corey take their excursion into the Pacific Ocean, and it looks like a great day, but it's nothing you wouldn't expect. Although if you enjoy Jenna in a bikini, which most should, there's that. But the real highlight of the trip is Bananas making a formal alliance with Corey and Ashley, only to let us viewers at home know that Bananas is going to place that knife in Corey's back as revenge for last season on Bloodlines as soon as he possibly can. I give it 2 episodes tops. Look, Bananas plays the game better than anyone in history, and if he could just drop the self-righteousness doing it, he'd be so much easier to root for. Dario consistently shows he's the only Are You the One cast member who sees the threat that Bananas truly is. He did from day one. It's further proof why Dario is part of the future of this game, and several others from his cast are not. Look, nobody's going to outdo what Bananas does, but it also shows that they need to transition from him. Look, he's going to keep doing challenges because he keeps winning money. This seems to be his livelihood, and he's damn good at it. But it's too easy for Bananas. It's too anticlimactic, folks, and there needs to be a structure set up for future seasons in which people understand they have to go after him quickly. That's what I'd like to see. Bananas playing the West game, trying to survive early on and not with so many entrenched alliances. I'm just saying. Deliberations are quick and painless. Devin and Cheyenne, they're an easy pick. So much for that alliance, which we don't even get a word of. And Kellyanne and Jamie, they're right behind them. It's interesting, but it's nowhere near a surprise if you're watching. Look, Jamie and Kellyanne have underwhelmed all season, but it's also an easy team that they can use to try to pick off Wes and Nany, the only real threat to Bananas at this point. It's another strong decision from the dirtiest player in the game, but also the most effective. We're 37 minutes into the episode and it's jungle time, which means one of 2 things. Either there's going to be a long, intense elimination in the jungle, or late night drama in the house afterwards. I'm hoping for the latter, but sadly, with this season, I'm expecting the former. Black Skull Challenge time, snore. Man, this has gotten old fast. And predictably, Devin and Cheyenne, they're safe. The black skull was left for Kellyanne after a 50-50 chance for Cheyenne, and that's that. Look, I'm not sure how they have more lives than Mario on a cheat code, but they keep surviving, and good for them, as they were more than humbled in their first Elimination Jungle. Yeah, that's right, folks. This team already lost an Elimination Jungle, badly. They came back because a good quarter of the cast has either quit, been DQ'd, or left the show. Plus, Are You the One had to be protected. You know what? You know how I feel about Devin and Cheyenne. Cue it. The elimination event, called Hear Me Out, is a best out of 3 game of soccer, challenge style. Guys versus guys, and then girls versus girls. The 2 players in the mini arena are blindfolded, while their partner tries to guide them with their voice as to where the ball is and how to score a goal. And in the Elimination Jungle, you know the crowd is going to be loud, making things even tougher. Now, while the ball has beads in it, you really have no idea how to score. It's an interesting game and one that I'd like to see at least once more in the jungle, if possible. As for how the game goes, well, it's the typical struggles you'd expect. None more than their partners not communicating well. No less not being able to hear each other with the loud crowd watching on and picking sides. It starts off with a grinding opener. Kellyanne and Nany are both struggling mightily to even find the ball, no less get it anywhere near the goal. And the biggest problem for Kellyanne is Jamie tells her, do this and do that, go there. Far too often. Look, it's hard to know where there is or what this or that is when you're blindfolded. Nany eventually scores, giving her and Wes a 1-0 lead. The second game goes much quicker, and Jamie ties things up despite Wes's apparent soccer proficiency, meaning it's tiebreaker time, and a simple coin flip brings an immediate rematch of the guys. One that Wes honestly breezes through, taking home the victory for him and Nany, and sending home Jamie and Kellyanne. While I expected Wes and Nany to come out on top in this jungle, it's been a disappointing performance after disappointing performance from Jamie and Kellyanne, a team I expected to contend for the finals, and a team that I was rooting for. Kellyanne's never won, but I wanted her to be close. Jamie, well, he ended up ending the Bananas dynasty last year with Cara Maria, so I was rooting for that guy as well. But they're going home.
Bye, Felicia.
Wes, fittingly, tosses his helmet and celebrates his hard-fought victory by going full Scarface mode.
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend!
No, not that Scarface. This one.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Wes basically throws down the gauntlet to Bananas, his alliance, and anyone who stands in his way. Nany unleashes Wes to play his game, the political game, but again, it seems a little too late, especially considering this could have been done 2 or 3 episodes ago if the Are You the One cast had any sort of a real alliance. And although a Bananas Wes showdown for a few weeks, that's familiar territory that I can get behind, and while I'll root for Wes, I'll expect the worst. Episode over. As for next week, it's official. It's a house divided. Team Bananas versus Team Anti-Bananas. I hope Sarah doesn't forget what life was like on the other side and get a little too self-righteous. Not that she should ever dream of going against her partner and a ton of guaranteed money, but instead understanding what it's like to be on the opposite side of Bananas' wrath, even if it's just to the camera. I know I sound like a hater for Bananas, but it's more that this is just a retread and a stale story. I guess we're going to see if Devin's going to pick a side next week, but if that's what I have to look forward to, let's hope Wes can bring some drama, and maybe we can get some backstabbing. That's all I got for this week's episode.
The votes are all in for the guys. It's going to be Derrick, obviously, for the blue team.
I'm hoping that it's Brad, and I definitely don't want to go against one of the heavier guys.
The 2 people with the most votes are Tyler for the guys.
Wow, mother...
And Paula for the girls.
Guys.
What's the matter, Derrick?
He's a heavy bastard.
Oh, have fun, D.
Already 10 members strong thus far. As this season of Rivals 3 begins to wind down, so does our inaugural class in the Baker's Dozen Podcast Challenge Hall of Fame. With 5 guys and 5 girls locked in, that means we're actually close to naming some current challenge competitors to this class. But not yet. Not yet.
But not yet. Not yet.
Man, what a great movie. But back to the topic at hand, our 6th guy and 11th member of the BDP Challenge Hall of Fame, always one of the toughest, most rugged, most vocal competitors, and he was an easy selection this week, frankly, one that should have been made weeks ago.
So we lost this challenge. That means Adam has to go into the gauntlet, and we got to figure out who he's going up against. This is going to be tough.
I think it'd be cool to hand out a piece of paper, write who you think goes in, throw it in the hat, count the votes, whoever has the most votes goes up.
Let me talk now. Hey, I think that's bullshit. Why can't people come up here and say what you say? Say what you want to say to everyone. Why are you scared?
Can I say something? We can't really tell from today whether this wasn't everybody's mission. This was a team thing. So really, it might be better to write
Yeah. No. I don't like that. That's bull. Okay? That. You too.
Often considered the heart and soul of just about every season he was a part of, Derrick Kosinsky, he's the 6th male and 11th overall entrant to be inducted into the BDP Challenge Hall of Fame. Derrick cut his teeth on Road Rules Extreme, the last season of the series. Derrick was one of only 3 original members of that season, alongside Jody and Patrick, to last all 17 episodes of that season, parlaying that strength into a lengthy challenge career, in which he earned well over $176,000. All in tow, Derrick was a part of 9 challenges, reaching 4 finals and winning 3 times. 3 times in a row, no less, with wins on the Inferno 3, the Island, and the Ruins. Part of the Hat Trick Club, Derrick also boasts a sensational 7-4 record in eliminations. And that's all the more impressive considering that he was almost always giving up quite a bit of size and strength to his fellow competitors. Derrick was typically a cast favorite, somebody that everyone supported readily, everyone wanted to be in alliance with, and almost nobody wanted to go against. Derrick's determination and grit are 2 qualities all present in future challenge members should aspire to match. It's also the top 2 qualities that landed Derrick in the BDP Challenge Hall of Fame. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and remember that you can catch up with the previous 8 episodes of this season quite easily and enjoy their recaps and reviews by subscribing to the Baker's Dozen podcast. On it, you will find the previous 8 episodes of Rise to the Challenge, as well as several other episodes, pop culture, sports, and political-based content that we have to offer you. We just wrapped up our 3rd season, posting our 13th episode, a mashup of the best segments and interviews of seasons 2 and 3. 16 plus episodes and plenty more content to enjoy. And rest assured that we'll be back here next week as we take a look at double digits. That's right, the 10th overall episode of this season of MTV's The Challenge, Rivals 3. We're closer and closer now to the 3-team final, and before that, potentially a major split in the house, with 2 opposing factions. Next week is sure to be another stellar episode from this 28th. Yep, it's the 28th installment of MTV's The Challenge. This year's version, Rivals 3. As for us here at the Baker's Dozen podcast, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, as all of our content information, whether it's Rise to the Challenge or anything else we've put out in the realm of sports, pop culture, and politics. All of our information to connect is in the description and info for this episode. Or you can check out our Podomatic.com page and stream every episode from our extensive archive. Or just search for us online, and trust me, you'll find us. It's why we're here. And until we return next week, we're going to continue to do what we do best. Rise to the challenge.
If I could choose to start it over, I'd exercise more discretion. The lies are open, so nothing's so dead. Do you have good intentions? Come on, let go of those affectations. You don't fool anyone. Come on, let go if you wanted to go. The years will say what happened to you.
I don't think he respects me that much, but I don't think he hates me.
Jesus. We're just better as friends, and it's kind of like I already sampled that spicy Latina dish once, and unfortunately I went back to the well again, and it didn't work, so now I just realized that, like the 3 bears in their porridge, the Latina porridge is too hot.